At first, it's just a sound, a quiet crack beneath the streets, a wall shifting, a pipe breaking, a road dipping ever so slightly. Most people don't notice it, but every inch, every drop, every tremor is a warning. This city is dying. Every year, the ground beneath Jakarta sinks deeper into the earth. Every day, the ocean pushes a little closer. And one morning soon, the sea will no longer wait outside. It will come in and take back everything built upon stolen land. Jakarta, a city of more than 10 million souls, a megacity of concrete, chaos, and unstoppable life. But beneath the noise and the color, something terrifying is happening. The city is collapsing under its own weight. Whole neighborhoods have already vanished beneath the sea. Streets that once echoed with the sound of scooters are now silent canals. Houses tilt sideways, doors no longer open. Families climb onto rooftops as the tides rise higher than their dreams. In some districts, the land has sunk by more than 4 meters, 13 feet, in less than 40 years. And yet the people stay, because for them, there is nowhere else to go. Jakarta is sinking, inch by inch, and the reason is hidden beneath their feet. It begins decades ago, when the city was growing faster than it could breathe. Millions of people came chasing opportunity, building homes wherever they could find space, even on swampy land, even below sea level. But the city's infrastructure could not keep up. Clean water was scarce, the pipes were old, and the government system reached only half the population. So people did what they had to do. They drilled their own wells. Every home, every factory, every apartment block pulled water from deep underground. They didn't know that with every liter pumped out, the ground beneath them was collapsing. Like air escaping from a balloon, the aquifers emptied, and as the earth lost its strength, it lost its strength. The soil began to shrink, the surface to sag, the foundations to crack. Jakarta's thirst for survival was silently destroying it. No one could feel the city sinking, not at first, but slowly the evidence rose all around them. Floods that came once a decade started coming every year, then every rainy season, then every month. Some families built their floors higher, brick by brick, chasing the sky while the ground slipped away beneath them. Others gave up, building new homes on stilts above what used to be roads. The sea crept closer. The rivers, once narrow and calm, grew wider and dirtier. And then the ocean came in, not as a wave, but as a slow, unstoppable tide. Jakarta sits on the northern coast of the island of Java, where 13 rivers meet the Java Sea. During heavy rain, the rivers swell and overflow. When high tides arrive, the sea pushes back into the city's drains and canals. It floods from both directions. In 2007, disaster struck. For weeks, rain poured without mercy. Rivers burst their banks. Entire neighborhoods disappeared under brown water. 70% of Jakarta was underwater. Hundreds died. Thousands lost everything. And still, the city kept sinking. In North Jakarta, where the land is lowest, the damage is irreversible. There are streets today that are now 3 meters below sea level. A wall, a desperate concrete barrier, separates the people from the sea. Behind that wall are houses that sit lower than the ocean itself. You can stand on the sidewalk and look down at someone's roof. And on stormy nights, the water pushes against that wall with the weight of an angry world. Engineers patch the cracks. They build higher walls. They install pumps to push the sea back. But even the walls are sinking. In some places, they've had to raise them 3 times in a decade. It's a race that can't be won. The government knows it. The scientists know it. Even the people know it. But still, life goes on. In the markets of North Jakarta, vendors sell fried snacks beside canals that used to be streets. Children play football on flooded fields, and every morning fishermen push their boats through what used to be dry land. They laugh, they work, they live, because there is no other choice. Jakarta was not meant to be here. The land it sits on was once a swamp, a river delta, soft, shifting, alive. When the Dutch colonized this region in the 17th century, they tried to control it with canals and levees, just like in Amsterdam. They called it Batavia, and for a time it worked. But the tropics have no mercy. The rains were too heavy, the soil too soft, the tides too strong. Even then, the land was sinking. When Indonesia gained independence in 1945, Jakarta became the symbol of a new nation, ambitious, alive, unstoppable. Skyscrapers rose, millions moved in, and no one wanted to believe that the ground beneath them was giving way. The warning signs were ignored. Every new building added more weight. Every well dug drained more water. And the ocean never stopped waiting. Today, scientists say that by 2050, much of North Jakarta could be completely underwater. Some parts may vanish long before then. Every rainy season, the line between land and sea blurs a little more. The city fights back, but the earth fights harder. When you walk through North Jakarta, you can see the past in the walls. Each flood leaves a brown stain, a mark that never fades. For some families, there are 10, 20 marks on the same wall, one for each time the water came. Children grow up learning to read those stains like a calendar. The water comes, the water goes, life continues. There is a quiet courage in that acceptance, but also a deep sadness. Jakarta's people are among the most resilient in the world, yet they are trapped by their own geography and by decades of neglect. The poor live in the lowest, most dangerous areas, the ones that flood first and drain last. And as the land sinks, their world shrinks. In the wealthier districts, pumps hum all night, keeping basements dry and streets clean. But not far away, families wade through waist-high water to reach their front doors. The city is divided not only by income, but by elevation. The rich live above the flood. The poor live within it. Every drop of rain now feels like a warning. Every thunderstorm is a threat. And beneath it all, the earth continues to collapse, silent, invisible, unstoppable. Experts say the city sinks an average of 7 centimeters every year, nearly 3 inches. But in the worst zones, it can reach 15 centimeters, or about 6 inches every year. That's the height of a smartphone, gone every 12 months. Imagine standing on your doorstep and realizing that in your lifetime, your house has sunk taller than you are. That's not science fiction. That's reality for thousands in Jakarta. Some try to fight back in small ways. They build higher walls. They pour new floors. They raise their houses on concrete stilts. But for every inch they climb, the sea rises another. Climate change has made sure of that. Global sea levels are rising faster than at any point in human history. As the polar ice melts and oceans expand, low-lying coastal cities face the perfect storm. From above, from below, from within. Jakarta sits at the center of that storm. The Indonesian government has proposed an extraordinary plan to move the entire capital. A new city called Nusantara is being built on the island of Borneo, hundreds of kilometers away. It's a $30 billion attempt to start over, to escape a disaster that can no longer be stopped. But Jakarta will remain home to millions long after the politicians and offices have moved away. You can't relocate 10 million people. You can't rebuild a culture, a history, a heartbeat. For those who stay, the fight will continue, a battle against water, time, and gravity itself. Pumps will keep running, walls will keep rising, and the city will